a prophet. Here's what's strange. When we read the book of Isaiah, Isaiah 7 comes to mind. A virgin shall give birth to a child. Child shall raise up. God was speaking to Isaiah. He was telling Isaiah what to say. God will speak to Daniel. And he'll tell Daniel about the coming of the Son of Man. And then talk about the 49 weeks. God will speak to the other prophets. And the Bible captures them about what God said to them to tell the people to warn them. But in Jonah, God never tells, or it's not recorded at least, what God tells Jonah to tell the people. And what I think we need to understand this morning, that Jonah's life is the very prophecy of God itself. The word prophecy meaning the straightforward telling of God. Not talking about sitting in a dark room with some cards out and looking to a crystal ball and saying this is what's going to happen in 7 years from now. This is what's no. That's foretelling. I'm talking about forthtelling. Thus saith the Lord. Jonah's life is itself a very prophecy that thus saith the Lord. And if you read the story of Jonah, if you get beyond the fish, if you get beyond the illustration, if you get beyond the difficulty of how a man can be swallowed by a fish and still live, if you look at the book of Jonah, his life is the prophecy, and it is simply this, that God is a God of compassion. That God is a God of compassion. And so I encourage you this morning, what's your prophecy? Take some time this week to look back in your life and look at what God has appointed into your life. Maybe God appointed a fish he had to swallow you up because you were disobedient. Maybe God had to appoint a worm to kill some things that we've been resting on and relying on too much. Maybe we've been focusing on some insignificant things and not the souls of our family, the souls of our loved ones, the souls of the city, of the folks that live all around us, those we have contact with every day. And God says, I've got to point some things to tell the prophecy. God's long view of your life is that God sees longer than you do, broader than you do, and deeper than you do.